Hi, I'm Matt Hollister,
I'm Alexa McManus.
I'm Cody Cervenka.
And I'm Satchel, Aviram.
and this is our proposal for Team Liquid. Our world and our society is constantly changing. The technological developments made within the last 20 years have made products and services more and more sophisticated. So much so that many of the jobs that exist today were unheard of 10 years ago. We are living in the digital age, and with that comes many new opportunities, and as I'm sure you're well aware, many new challenges. The days when professional video gaming was considered to be an oxymoron are long gone. The rise of massive multiplayer online games developed over the lifespan of the Xbox 360 and the PlayStation 3 is one example of the digital age's impact within the entertainment industry. Although they were once considered to be a solitary affair, video games have exploded into social affairs that are on the same level as major sports teams. These are informally known as esports. With obsessive fans, aggressive competitions, and increasing rivalries between video game teams, professional video gaming competitions has more in common with real sports than what the average person might think. According to information provided by Team Liquid, the esports industry is divided up into three layers. First, the developers, secondly, the leagues, and thirdly, the teams themselves. On top sits the developers, who create the games and specify the rules and parameters of the game. While the leagues differentiate between the games played, how many players are allowed to participate, and the unique rules to a specific challenge. At the bottom sits the players themselves, the gears that keep the esports match going. As with physical sports, the players and their teams are very important to making esports competitive, enjoyable, and desirable to the viewers. Now let's have a look inside at one of the most successful esports teams. Team Liquid was originally founded in 2000 as a StarCraft clan or a gaming team on Battle.net, but has now evolved into one of the leading clubs in esports, sponsoring and managing 10 sports teams comprised of over 70 pro gamers. Dating back to 2001, the team built a name for itself through its esports community fan site teamliquid.net. Beloved for their quality videos, their written content, their news and tournament coverage, and their editorials, it has been praised as one of the best in the industry. From humble beginnings, they have extended their web presence for esports enthusiasts with 5 different websites, each focusing on a different game. Team Liquid owns and manages its own esports teams, including managers, coaches, and players. Many of these teams have salaries above 6 figures to support their training, performance in league, and tournament competitions. Steve Aronset, the co-founder and CEO, is responsible for identifying key strategies and opportunities to implement for the benefit of the rest of the team. Other key figures include Nick Fan, the general manager, Yoon Sup, the head coach, and David Lin, the academy head coach.
Esports is one of the fastest growing industries in the world. Currently, the video game industry is worth an estimated $10.5 billion. The esports sector of that is expected to smash $1 billion by 2019. Major League Gaming, the largest league in the US, has received $69 million in venture capital. Clearly, investors are seeing major opportunity. A reason for that is because the large tournaments give away millions of dollars to the finalists. The 60-plus members of Team Liquid have built the company to a $15 million valuation with their multitude of sponsors and successful streaming services. In addition, one of the biggest sources of revenue is the $4.7 million from 823 tournament wins. Just like any other form of team sport, the ultimate goal of all professional gaming activities is to win. As a manager of professional gaming, your mission is to provide your gamers with all the tools that they need for winning titles. This requires an incredible amount of cooperation and teamwork amongst its members. However, just as there are differences between showing someone an emotion and showing someone an emoji, there are also differences between real-world team building and virtual team building. Although you might be able to successfully micromanage team conflicts, helping your gamers to really come together as a team and form trusting individual relationships with each other might be more of a challenge. Discipline and personality management are big challenges for Team Liquid's eSport teams of young pro gamer athletes. Dealing with hot-headed personalities in conflict management in esports may be less physical, but still no easier than in traditional sports. What is required is creative suggestions for team bonding, trust, and cohesion through daily activities that wouldn't be a time sink given players' schedules. The following stakeholders are the individuals that are most directly influenced by our proposal. Our solution will climb up the management ladder, first building the team chemistry of the gamers, and in turn improving the success of the coaches and CEOs. From Team Liquid, the stakeholders are CEOs Victor Goosens and Steve Aronset, who will benefit financially from heightened team chemistry. In addition, the professional gamers from Team Liquid are the individuals actually participating in the team building activity. Lastly, the coaches will see greater team performance as a result of the newfound chemistry. Outside of Team Liquid, the stakeholders are the sponsors, which include Twitch, HTC, PokerStars, HyperX Gaming, Team Razer, Alienware, Monster Energy, Jinx, AOC Gaming, Discord, and Crunchyroll.
Keeping in mind that gamers spend hours on end training for their competitions, and typical team building exercises like trust falls and rope courses might cut into their practice schedules, we are proposing a way for Team Liquid to enhance their teamwork skills by turning their everyday habits, such as preparing meals for themselves, into team building exercises. Some of you may be familiar with the Food Network TV show Chopped. In each episode, 4 chefs compete in a 3-round contest attempting to incorporate unusual combinations of ingredients into dishes that are evaluated by a panel of 3 judges. Each round has a time limit, typically 20 minutes for an appetizer and 30 minutes each for an entree and a dessert. Our proposed solution is to have the members of Team Liquid participate in a similar cooking competitions based on the premise of Chopped. The competition for the gamers will consist of the preparation of one dish. First, the competitors will split into 2 teams. The managers of Team Liquid comprise a panel of judges that will determine a list of ingredients that the competitors must include in their meal, and then they will judge the finished dishes at the end of the round. Each team will prepare a dish, and a winner will be determined by the judges based on taste, appearance, and creativity. The team that wins the competition will get a prize to act as an incentive. This could be anything that you would believe would motivate the players to try their hardest in such a competition. Perhaps a monetary prize, a trophy, concert tickets of their choice, etc. Each competition will last no more than 20 to 30 minutes, so it shouldn't cut too deeply into the schedule of the players. In addition, this activity will keep the players physically active, which may also help to increase the players' gaming performance. In order to implement this change, we recommend the use of Kurt Lewin's 3-stage model. The first step is unfreezing the gamers. In other words, make sure that organizational members are ready for and receptive to change. The key to this step is to developing a compelling argument showing why the existing way of things cannot continue. This can be easily done if you can point to declining statistics, poor financial results, or other worrying facts and surveys of the kind. These show that things have to change in a way that everyone can understand. In the case of Team Liquid, the gamers may have to learn to be open to the idea of cooking their own food and the necessity for them to build their teamwork and mutual trust for the sake of performing well in their competitions. The second step is to execute the planned changes. After the uncertainty created in the unfreeze stage has been somewhat mitigated, the change stage is where people begin to fully resolve their uncertainty and look for new ways to do things. The transition from unfreeze to change does not happen overnight. It will take time for the gamers to embrace the new direction and participate proactively in the changes that we suggest. Although our solution should not the second step is to execute the planned changes. After the uncertainty created in the unfreeze stage has been somewhat mitigated, the change stage is where people begin to fully resolve their uncertainty and look for new ways to do things. The transition from unfreeze to change does not happen overnight. It will take time for the gamers to embrace the new direction and participate proactively in the changes that we suggest. Although our solution should not interfere with their gaming hours, the gamers may have to adapt to a new diet in order for this idea to work. To make the change work, communication is of pivotal importance. Describe to the gamers the benefits of the change and answer any of their questions openly and honestly. Finally, you have to refreeze the gamers, ensuring that change becomes permanent. The refreeze stage needs to help people in the organization internalize or institutionalize the changes. This means making sure that the changes are used all the time and that they are incorporated into everyday business. With a new sense of stability, employees feel confident and comfortable with the new ways of working. One of the best ways to ensure that the new changes will freeze is by identifying the challenges to the change and addressing them directly. It is unknown what the current relationship between the members of Team Liquid are like. For example, they might see each other more as business partners than friends playing video games together. That being said, they may not want to actively spend time with each other once they are finished their video game practice. This would be one obstacle we would have to overcome. This would be an example of resistance due to personality. You would have to motivate the members of Team Liquid so that they would want to associate with each other more outside of work. Our group interviewed a UMD student about his experiences with gaming and teamwork. During this interview, we realized that getting gamers to work together may be a bigger challenge than we had once expected. We would describe Peter as a lone wolf gamer who would rather play alone and only looks to work with others when he needs a challenge. He said, "Teamwork isn't required to participate in gaming. I, for one, don't play a lot of team games. If the game in question has teams of more than one human participating, then teamwork should be used to help them achieve their goals. Otherwise, teamwork isn't a requirement." Some Team Liquid also seem to have a very rigid schedule as it is, and making any alterations to it may not be met with immediate acceptance. This will fall under the category of resistance due to disrupted habits. Reading Team Liquid's bio reveals that the only food kept in the gamers' apartments is pasta, energy drinks, and snack food. This means that the players may have no experience cooking and may not be very open to the idea of cooking for themselves or others. The players also might have feelings of uncertainty in this change and may feel that the changes won't be worth their time. The last thing we want to do is make this exercise seem like it will not benefit Team Liquid. But at the same time, we may have to ask them to go out of their comfort zone to not only benefit themselves, but to benefit their organization. In order to make this change happen, we will need a leader who can effectively plan out the everyday activities of Team Liquid in such a manner that the players and the leaders would abide. These leaders would need to be able to create and maintain an intrinsic motivation in the members of Team Liquid so that the activities he or she plans out will be successful. In terms of the Big Five personality traits, here are some of the traits that would make for a successful leader in this task. Openness. Being curious, original, intellectual, creative, and open to new ideas. Conscientiousness. Being organized, systematic, punctual, achievement-oriented, and dependable. Extroversion. Being outgoing, talkative, sociable, and enjoying social situations. Agreeableness. Being affable, tolerant, sensitive, trusting, kind, and warm. Neuroticism. Being anxious, irritable, temperamental, and moody.
Finally, we asked gamers a question related to our chalk proposal for Team Liquid to see if they thought that cooking as a team would foster collaboration and teamwork. We asked what part of making the meal would encourage the most teamwork. The most common answer, 22 out of 49 gamers said that actually cooking the meal together would encourage the most teamwork. This gives us reason to believe that our idea would be effective for Team Liquid to use. My classmate, Peter, is a senior at UMD, and he often talks about his interest in gaming, so I figured it would be perfect to ask him a few questions. These are just two of his responses to the questions I asked him throughout the interview. He explained how he prefers playing video games by himself, but oftentimes does not feel challenged by the computer players. Peter mentioned how he reaches out to other gamers to give him advice and challenge him to make him a better player and make him strategize and execute. Additionally, Peter said that he has been to and also participated in tournaments at conventions. These are not professional conventions, but he has watched some footage of them. He said, "From what I've seen of the former Melee, crowds get incredibly hyped when something exciting happens, and players have a more excitable personality than others. From what I've seen from the latter, League of Legends, the players don't seem as expressive or excited to play." Although not every person in our group has had much experience playing video games, we just had to give it a try ourselves. We elected to play Super Smash Bros. Melee for the Nintendo GameCube. We played both free-for-all matches and team matches, and it really helped to put the Team Liquid study into perspective. Having a small taste of what teamwork is required to play video games firsthand, we were able to start to understand how essential it is to develop and strengthen teamwork at the professional level.
Having said this, we all unanimously agreed that being close while logged on is just as important as being close while logged off. A chop type competition or truthfully any team building exercise, would be worth its weight in gold in development of teamwork and relationships amongst Team Liquid players, and that would no doubt translate to improved performance and greater team morale.
Killed it.